I don't know. Sure. Sure. Yeah. Yes, sir. Thank you. How you doing? The whole cast is here. I was asked, but I was asked not to vote.
Welcome to the Brewery Arts Center and the PPI production of Nightfall with Edgar Allan Poe by Eric Copeland. Please turn off all electronic devices and please, no video or flash photography. Emergency exits are located on either end of the risers and restrooms are located upstairs in the ballroom. And now, Nightfall with Edgar Allan Poe.
They're wrong. They say I've gone mad, but they don't know what madness is. They don't know my story or stories, how it all began. Let me tell you, and then you be my judges. Tell me if I'm insane. You see, it all started when I lost Lenore. Have you ever lost someone or something that meant everything to you? Meant so much that when it was gone, you could feel the hole it left in you. It happened to me. The memory keeps clawing at you, like an animal. Or a bird.
Once, upon a midnight dreary, as I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore,
while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as if someone gently rapping at my chamber door.
'Tis some visitor
I muttered.
tapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more.
Ah, distinctly, I remember. It was in the bleak December. Any separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow.
Sorrow for the lost Lenore.
for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore.
Nameless here forevermore.
And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating,
"'Tis some visitor, entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more."
Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer.
"Sir,
Said I,
or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore, but the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door that I scarce was sure I heard you.
darkness there, and nothing more.
Deep into the darkness peering, long I stood there,
Wondering,
fearing,
doubting,
dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before.
but the silence was unbroken.
and the stillness gave no token.
And the only word was spoken, was the whispered word.
Lenore,
This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word.
Lenore, Lenore.
merely this and nothing more.
Back into my chamber turning,
All my soul within me burning.
soon again I heard a tapping somewhat louder than before.
Surely,
Said I,
surely that is something on my portal lattice. Let me see then what thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart beat still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind and nothing more.
open then I flung the shutter. When, with many a flirt and flutter,
In there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore.
Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he.
But with mien of lord or lady, perched beside my chamber door.
perched near a busted palace just beside my chamber door,
Perched,
And sat.
and nothing more.
Then this ebony bird, beguiling my sad fancy into smiling by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore,
Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou
I said,
art sure no craven, ghastly, grim, and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore.
quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marveled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore, for we cannot help agreeing that no living human being.
Ever yet was blessed by bird beside his chamber door. Bird or beast by a bust beside his chamber door, with such name as...
Nevermore.
But the raven sitting lonely by the placid bust spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther then he uttered, not a feather then he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered.
Other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before.
Then the bird said,
Nevermore.
Startled at the stillness broken by a reply so aptly spoken,
Doubtless,
said I,
what it utters is its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master whom unmerciful disaster has followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore of never, nevermore.
but the raven, still beguiling all my fancy into smiling, straight I moved a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Down into the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yours, what this grim
ungainly,
Ghastly.
gaunt,
and ominous bird of yours meant in croaking,
Nevermore. This I sat, engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining with my head at ease reclining on the cushioned velvet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er.
but whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloating o'er.
She shall press, nevermore.
Then, methought, the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer swung by seraphim, whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor.
Wretch,
I cried,
my God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee, respite and nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff this kind nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore.
quoth the raven.
Nevermore.
Prophet,
Said I,
thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempter sent or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate, yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror hunted, tell me, truly I implore, is there famine in Gilead? Tell me, I implore.
quoth the raven,
Nevermore.
Prophet,
Said I.
thing of evil, prophet still, bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore, tell this soul, with sorrow laden, if within the distant Eden it shall clasp a sainted maiden, whom the angels name Lenore.
Quoth the raven. Nevermore.
Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend.
I shrieked, upstarting.
Get thee back into the tempest, into the night's Plutonian shore, and leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken, and quit that bust beside my door. And take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door.
Quoth the raven.
Nevermore.
and the raven, never flitting, still is sitting by the pallid bust of Pallas just beside my chamber door.
And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming.
And the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted.
Nevermore.
during a dull, dark, and soundless day in autumn, when the clouds hung oppressively low in the heavens, I had been passing alone through an especially dreary tract of land, when at length I found myself, as the shades of evening drew on, within sight of the melancholy house of Usher. I know not why it was, but the very first glimpse of the building filled my soul with an absolute gloom and despair. The huge house, the barren landscape, the bleak walls, the vacant eye-like windows, a few rank hedges, a few decaying white tree trunks. And I felt this iciness, sinking and sickening of my heart. But why? What was it that had so unnerved me about the house of Usher? I looked down into the dark, still waters of the lake that lay around the building, and cold fear ran through me. As I approached, I felt an atmosphere around the house, a feeling reeking up from the decaying trees, the grey walls, the silent lake, a sickening and mystic odor. The stones are old, discolored. Tiny fungus have grown across the entire building. What have I got myself into? The stones are crumbling, but the building seems solid enough, save for a small crack that runs down from the roof and crisscrosses across the front of the building and disappears into the black waters of the lake. What am I doing here? What indeed? Roderick? Roderick? Are you here? Roderick? Roderick Usher. It's me. I received your letter. Are you here? I've come as you've requested. Are you here, Roderick? Roderick. Usher, is that you?
My friend, you have come. At last you have arrived. Oh, how well you look. Thank you very much for coming.
Are you feeling well? You look well.
No, I do not.
Well, to be quite honest.
You hardly recognized me, did you? Your friend from childhood. Childhood.
Roderick, it has been many years since our last meeting.
You were ever my only friend. You and my darling sister Madeline. You two were all I had.
How is Madeline?
Do I really look so changed?
Well, to be quite frank.
Yes. And that is why you are here, is it not? Did I not make myself clear in the letter?
Well, yes.
I am ill, bodily and mentally ill. There's a darkness in this house which... And that is why I desire to see you as my best and only personal friend, to cheer me. Do you remember the laughter we shared as children?
Yes, quite.
And we shall laugh again. We shall yet cure my melancholy. You may yet.
Madeline, was that your sister, Roderick?
Do I really appear so changed?
I thought I just saw your sister.
I know the cause of it. I know the root of my transformation, and it shall not claim me.
What do you say, Roderick?
I am the last of my family. I have no children. My sister has no children. And we are our parents' only children.
Yes, I seem to remember that.
And we have always lived in this house.
Roderick, is
But we always had our art. Our paintings and our music were our children, and our charity. We were famous. The House of Usher meant something then.
Usher?
I want to read. Will you read with me, friend?
Well,
I notice you haven't asked after Madeline.
What?
My last and only relation on earth. Do you not know nor care the sort of torment my sister endures?
No, I mean, yes, I have been.
Her death will leave me the last of the ancient race of ushers.
What is wrong with her, Roderick?
Her doctors are baffled. Her muscles freeze up. She's wasting away. She's lost all awareness of her surroundings, of me. She She's fought valiantly for so long, but she's giving in, succumbing to the disease. If you see her at all tonight, it will probably be the last time, at least, alive.
What is wrong with her? What's going on here?
I must rest now. Tomorrow we begin my own course of remedy. If I cannot save my sister, perhaps at least I can save my own soul.
Why am I here? Can you feel it? The iciness? The smell of death, of decay? I can't leave now. I promised I'd stay for several weeks, if not more. It's just my imagination. Nerves. It's almost as though you can touch the air. Or it can touch you. Shall we read some poetry today?
If you wish.
I seem to have found some rather cheerful poems.
I liked the one that we read yesterday.
Oh, really? Which one was that?
The one about the man who lost his entire family and went mad with grief.
Yes, well, I believe you chose that one. Personally, I found it rather depressing.
It seemed true, somehow. More true to the world.
Well, listen to this. I am come of a race noted for vigor of fancy and ardor of passion. Men have called me mad, but the question is not yet settled whether madness is...
I have composed some verse.
Oh, really? Perhaps your muse is returning to you. What is the subject of your verse, Usher?
A house. A beautiful palace owned by a king named Thought.
Ah, I like it. How does it proceed?
But evil things in robes of sorrow assailed the gentleman's estate. And round about the house the glory that blushed and bloomed is but a dim remembered story of the old time in tune. And travelers now within the valley, through red-litten windows see vast forms that move fantastically to a discordant melody. And like a rapid, ghastly river, through the pale door, a hideous throng rush out forever, and laugh, but smile no more.
But that was supposed to cheer you, was it?
I used to love poetry, but now every sound fills me with horror. My senses are heightened, it seems, unnaturally, horribly heightened. Only the most boring food is tolerable. I can only wear clothes of certain textures. The stink of all flowers maddens me. My eyes are tortured by a faint glimpse of sunlight.
Have you consulted a doctor?
No, I'm sure it's nothing. It will pass, yes. It's nervous affection. A family evil, and one to which I despair to find a remedy.
Roderick, I'm sure we'll find something.
I'm afraid, my friend. Very afraid.
Of what?
I'm afraid of terror. I am afraid of my own terror.
Roderick, you're not making any sense. Perhaps you should rest.
The time will come, sooner or later, when I abandon life and reason altogether in my struggle with the grim phantasm. Fear.
Days passed. We painted and read together. But the closer I got to Usher, the more I knew him, the more I realized how futile it is to try and cheer a mind which pours darkness upon everything in the universe, in one unending radiation of gloom.
I have finished my painting.
Oh, really? Let me see. Perhaps it has a happier... Oh. What is it?
What does it look like?
Well, it has these low walls, smooth, white, obviously deep underground.
Obviously.
No doors. No way out whatsoever.
None.
It looks rather like a tomb.
I believe that it's the future.
Roderick, I hope you don't mind me saying this, but how do I put it? You are the most depressing man I have ever met.
Oh, it's not me, my friend. It's the house.
The house.
The home of my forefathers. The dead trees, the air itself, it's alive. This building has molded the destiny of my family for centuries, and it now twists me into what you now see, what I am.
How long did I say I was staying?
I think you should know, Madeline died earlier this evening.
What?
My sister is no more.
Roderick, I'm so sorry.
I need your help.
Of course.
Help me preserve her corpse for a fortnight.
What? Why?
Oh, don't worry. She'll receive a proper burial, but the family cemetery is very far away, and there's a storm moving in.
Well, yes, but...
And the nature of her disease, I don't want her exposed to the air here in the house.
I understand.
And the doctors are all too eager to perform their experiments to find out what was wrong.
Right.
So I wish to place her deep within one of the vaults in the main walls of this building.
Well, all right.
And we must act at once.
What is this place, Usher?
In feudal times, it was used for the worst sort of dungeon, and more recently to store gunpowder.
That explains the huge iron door on the copper floors.
I think you should know, this tomb is directly beneath your room upstairs.
Well, that's just done wonders for my sleep. Thank you.
We were twins. We could almost read each other's thoughts. No one could explain it. As children, we would play the most amazing music together.
It almost looks as though she's smiling.
The nature of her illness, the muscles froze that way. I think we should leave.
Several days have passed since we buried Madeline in the dungeon. And Usher continues to change. For the worse.
Bloom.
Roderick, do you want to play some music?
My friend! You're here. Here you are.
Is there something wrong?
Wrong! Oh, if you only. Wrong. What did you say?
When?
Just now.
Nothing.
You heard nothing.
No, why do you?
No, nothing at all. What could possibly... Goodbye.
Wait! Did you hear that? No. It's gone now. Oh, she's got me hearing things now, too. Sleep. We all just need sleep. There, did you hear that? No. No, it's gone. Who's there? in the shadows. Nothing. Nothing! This house is affecting my brain. That tattered furniture, the storm outside. It's been 7 or 8 days since we buried Madeline. 8 or 7. I can't do this. I leave tomorrow. Yes. Tomorrow I leave. Yes, I feel better already. Sorry, Roderick, I can't stay a moment longer. Wouldn't hurt to pack now, I suppose. Maybe I don't need to sleep tonight at all. Yes, wouldn't want to oversleep. No. That's not my imagination, is it? Usher?
And have you seen it?
Seen what?
You've not seen it. But stay, you shall.
Roderick!
Have you seen it?
I saw the storm. I saw the stars and the moon blotted out. Listen, Roderick, I had...
Blotted out by the glowing haze surrounding us, the air, the house of Usher. It's here!
Yes, well, it's mainly electrical phenomena. Not uncommon. Perhaps a little mist from the lake. Keep the door shut, Roderick, right? Usher. I'll read to you, one of your favorites. We'll survive the night, yes? Now, where was it? Ah, yes. Lancelot was about to break down the door of the hermit's dwelling. And Lancelot, feeling the rain upon his shoulders and feeling the rising of the tempest, uplifted his mace outright and cracked and ripped and tore the door all asunder. And the noise of the breaking wood rumbled out of the forest with the dark trees. I said, did you? No, let's keep reading. But the good champion Lancelot, upon entering through the door, was amazed to find not the hermit, but a dragon, scaly and huge with a fiery tongue, guarding a shield of shining brass. And Lancelot uplifted his mace and struck upon the head of the dragon, which fell before him and died with a shriek so hard and harsh. I say, did you hear that? Did you? What's going on here, Roderick? What's happening?
Not hear it? Oh, I hear it. Long, long, long have I heard it. Many minutes, many hours, many days have I heard it. And yet, I dare not. Wretched that I am, I dare not. I dare not speak. We have put her living in the tomb. Have I not said that my hearing was acute? I heard her first feeble movements in the coffin. I heard them many, many days ago, and yet I dare not. Wretched that I am, I dare not speak. And now, tonight, Lancelot, ha! The breaking of the hermit's door, the death cries of the dragon, the clangor of the shield, say rather, the ripping of her coffin, the grating of the iron hinges of her prison, her struggles with the coppered archway of her vaults. Oh, where can I run? Will she not be here in moments? Is she not hurrying to punish me for burying her? Have I not heard her footstep on the stair? Do I not hear that heavy and horrible beating of her heart? Madman! Madman! I tell you that she now stands outside the door!
I ran out into the storm and the lightning, and I looked behind. And a blood-red moon was shining down upon the mansion. And the tiny crack that ran across the front of the house was opening up, growing wider and wider. The red moon shining through, blinding. The roar! The building splintered, crashing down. And the horrible shouting, like the voice of 1,000 waters. And the house of Usher was no more.
We find the accused guilty. 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 The sentence is death. 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 Where am I? I'm unbound. Down. And hard. Where am I? What if I'm already dead? All dark. Eternal night. Dead. But I'm not dead. So where am I? In a dungeon waiting for my own murder? How long do I have to wait? Days? Months? No. The guilty die quickly. So, where am I? The dungeons. I always thought they were fables, just ghost stories. But now, at least I'm not buried alive in some coffin. I've heard 1,000 rumors about what they do to you. I know I'm going to die, but how? When? That's the question. All right. A wall. Smooth stone. Slimy. And cold, but how large? I've got to find out how big this dungeon is. The floor is solid, but slick with some kind of slime. Yes, here we go. A pit! A circular pit. Is this how I'm supposed to die? A door in the ceiling? Were you watching to see if I fall?
Are you still watching? Well, I'll die here of starvation before I throw myself into your pit.
And even if I did throw myself in, I've heard that you don't die suddenly.
What lies at the bottom? What lies at the bottom?
The bread.
What have you done to the bread?
Light. It's small. The cell is smaller than I thought, and the walls aren't stone, but some metal. Iron in huge plates. But the floor is stone. I was right about one thing, and there in the center, the pit. And a bowl of meat. Salt. Too salty. And of course, no water. Of course. The ceiling. 30 or 40 feet up, made of iron as well, and right above me, a painting of Father Time in a cloak, holding a pendulum, like the ones in antique clocks. Huh? What? Wait! Did the pendulum just move? Is the painting moving? Yes. The pendulum held by time is swinging. Swinging back and forth. Back and forth. But why should it? Rats! Enormous enormous rats climbing out of the pit. 3, 4, 5, whole troops of them. So fast, they smell the meat. They smell me.
No, no. So this is how I'm going to die, eaten alive by rats. How long has it been? Half an hour? For an hour? But the pendulum, it seems to be sweeping much wider and faster. Oh no! Oh no!
And it's descending. There's my death. The pendulum's edge is a thin crescent blade of steel, about a foot long from tip to tip, like a giant razor blade, swinging closer and closer to me. Weighted down the grass, swinging slowly, so slowly, but it's coming, coming. Genius. So I escaped the pit only to be destroyed by the pendulum. Days pass, maybe many days, I don't know. Hour after hour, counting the rushing passes of the steel, inch by inch. Line by line, down, and still down it comes. I can actually smell it. The acrid stench of death. Please let it fall faster. End it now, but do it quickly. I can't take this. Please. Down. Steadily down. Come on. Come on.
Finish me.
Just let it be over. Inch by inch. Inch by inch. Wait. The pendulum is swinging at a right angle to my body. It's going to cut across my chest and heart. But it's going to cut through my robe before it gets to me. There's no way out of here. I can just think clearly. Down. Steadily down it comes. So close to my chest. Down. If I can break the rope on my left arm, I can seize the pendulum and stop it. Down. Still down. 10, 12 passes and it will be on my robe, on the cord tying me down. Wait, that's it. The cord tying me is one long piece of rope, not separate pieces. Which means the first stroke of razor across any part of the rope will slice it, so I can unwind it with my left hand. Yes, that's it. And then the steel will be so close. The slightest struggle and I'm ripped open. Now, we've already thought of that. I'm tied in all directions, except across the chest, of course. Rats, wild, ravenous, red eyes glowing, just waiting for me to lie still and become their meal. Wait a minute, the food. If I smear the meat on the rope, this may work.
Please, let this work.
One jumps, slip, 2, 3, all of them. The bell, slime, claws, leaping, climbing, pressing, swarming my throat, cold lips. I can't. All over. My clothes. My skin.
Free! I'm free! 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 So you could stop it at any time and pull it back to you. Evil. 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 So you can still see me? Watching my every move? Well, see this? I'm free.
Wait. Something has changed. The room, what is it? Where has the light been coming from? These cracks beneath the walls. The walls are completely separated from the floor, so what is behind the wall? Nothing. I can see nothing. But the room, something has changed. Hot metal. That glow. They're heating the metal walls. The smell.
So this is how you kill me.
It's so hot, I'll be burned alive unless the well. I can almost see what lays in the pit, but it's not. It's impossible. How can they?
Oh, no, anything but that.
But the heat, I can't breathe. I can't.
The walls are closing in. White, hot metal closing in. Please.
Any death would belongs to the bottom of the pit. Or a clock. They're coming in too rapidly to think. I cannot. The heat and the pit, the merciless pit. Not an inch of foothold left. This is the end? No.
No!
I've got someone here. He's still alive. We've rescued the city. You're free.
Free! Free! Free!
like to read you another one of my poems. It's called The Conqueror Were. Lo, 'tis a gala night within the lonesome latter years. An angel throng, bewinged, bedight in veils and drowned in tears, sit in a theatre to see a play of hopes and fears, while the orchestra breathes fitfully the music of the spheres. Minds, in the form of God on high, mutter and mumble low, and hither and thither fly, mere puppets they, who come and go, at bidding of vast formless things that shift the scenery to and fro, flapping from out their condor wings. Invisible, woe. That motley drama, oh be sure, it shall not be forgot, with its phantom chased forevermore by a crowd that sees it not, through a circle that ever returneth in to the self-same spot, and much of madness and moral sin and horror is soul of the plot. But see, amid the mimic rout, a crawling shape intrude, a blood-red thing that writhes from out the scenic solitude. It writhes with mortal pangs, the mimes become its food, and the angels sob at vermin fangs, the human gore in view. Out are the lights, out all, and over each quivering form, the curtain, a funeral pall, comes down with the rush of a storm, and the angels, all pallid and wan, uprising, upveiling, affirm that the play is a tragedy man, and his hero, the conqueror were.
Edgar? Edgar? Ah, good morning, Edgar.
Good morning, sir.
Did you sleep well?
Oh, very well, sir.
Have you seen my slippers?
No, sir, but I doubt that you'll find them in your pocket, sir.
I'm looking for my pipe, lad, my pipe.
Perhaps it's in your parlor, sir.
No, I left my slippers down here at the foot of the stairs yesterday evening. I clearly remember.
And here they are, sir.
My slippers? I don't need my slippers. I'm looking for my pipe, lad, my pipe.
It's impossible to say how first the idea entered my brain. But once conceived, it haunted me day and night. There was no reason for it. I loved the old man. He had never wronged me. He had never given me insult. For his gold, I had no desire.
And here it is. I found it in my pocket, just as I clearly remembered. What? What is it? What are you staring at?
It was his eye. Yes, it was definitely his left eye. It resembled that of a vulture's, pale blue with a film over it. And every time it fell upon me, my blood ran cold.
Where's my breakfast?
And so, very gradually,
Edgar, did you hear me?
slowly and surely,
I would like my breakfast now, if you please.
I resolved to take the life of the old man, and thus rid myself of the eye forever.
Edgar!
Will eggs be acceptable, sir?
Eggs would be splendid, but over easy and not runny.
No, sir.
When the egg yolk oozes out, all slimy yellow liquid, dribbling around and over my toast, dripping globs from my plate.
Say no more, sir, say no more. Your eggs are on the way.
And don't burn the toast.
No, sir.
Edgar, have you seen my slippers?
Now, this is the point. You call me mad, but madmen know nothing. They're incapable of conceiving plans and stepping carefully, but not I. Your breakfast, sir, and your slippers, and your pipe, and your daily paper, and a cup of tea, green, as you like it, no sugar,
Edgar?
and the candles should the morning light begin to dim.
Really, Edgar?
And a little fresh air for your lungs. Can't be too careful with the oxygen one needs to breathe.
I say, Edgar!
Should the shade of the rug offend your eyes, that is.
Edgar!
Yes, sir.
Don't you have any other errands to run? Don't you have a life?
Ah, yes, quite. A life. Yes, sir. Do you see my caution? My foresight, my sanity? I was never kinder to the old man than during the whole week when I planned to kill him. Ready to retire for the evening, sir?
Yes, just about.
The clock did strike 10 a moment ago.
Really? I didn't hear anything.
I did, sir. Good night, sir. See you in the morning, sir. And don't forget your slippers. It usually took me about an hour to place my whole head through the door, and I never woke him. Ha! Would a madman be so wise as this? So careful? I cannot do the deed unless I see the eye. It is the eye that vexes me, not the old man with his evil eye. I cannot kill him now. Good morning, sir. How did you sleep? It's a beautiful dawn now. There's a golden sunrise. Your eggs are on the way. Over easy, not running. Beautiful eggs, perfect toast. No charred crust here, sir. Oh, no. And your cushioned chair, here you are upon which to rest. And your daily paper. Read up, check the obituaries, and the weather reports. It's a beautiful, gorgeous day out there today, sir. And a cup of tea, china green, as you like it. Beautiful china, no sugar. And the candles should the morning light begin to dim. Morning light begin to dim. And a little fresh air for your lungs. Can't be too careful with the oxygen one needs to breathe to stay alive. And there's the rug not offending your eye. Hey, Gad, look at the time. 10 p.m. already, sir. Time for bed, sir. Did you hear the clock chime, sir? I did, sir. Good night, sir. See you in the morning, sir. Don't forget your slippers, sir. Good morning, sir. How did you sleep? This went on for a week. 7 straight days, but each night when I came to kill him, I found I couldn't. For the eye, that cursed eye was not open. And so each following day, I was bold and kind and presented my best face. So you see, he'd have been a very profound old man indeed to realize that every night, just at 12, I looked in upon him while he slept. But then arrived the 8th night. I am more than usually cautious in opening the door. A watch's minute hand proves much more quickly than does mine. Steady. Steady. Now, open the door.
Who's there?
For a whole hour I kept still and said nothing. Didn't move a muscle. But he won't lie back down. He just sits there, listening, just as I do, night after night. Listening to ticking clocks on the walls. And waiting.
Oh. Oh.
I know that sound. I know what the old man feels, and I pity him. He's been lying awake ever since my first slight noise, and his fears have been growing and growing. He's been trying to imagine we're causeless, but he can't. He's been saying, perhaps it's just a little wind in the chimney, or it was a mouse crossing the floor. Or it was a cricket that made a single chirp. He's been trying to find comfort in these excuses, but all in vain. All in vain. Because death, in approaching him, has stalked with its dark shadow before it, and it has covered its victim. And now, he is terrified. I'm not mad, but that's when I began to hear it, can't you? The beating of the old man's heart. Stop it. Stop it. Do you hear me? Stop it. The neighbors. The neighbors will hear your heart. Dead. Stone dead. No heartbeat. No pulsation. Stone dead. His eye will trouble me no more. And if you still think me mad, listen to this. How carefully I conceal the book. The night is waning. I have to work hastily, but in silence. First I wrap the corpse. Then I take 3 planks from the floor of the chamber and throw him between the slats. And then I replace the boards so cleverly, so cunningly, that no human eye, not even his, could detect anything wrong. There. Perfect. Nothing to wash out. No stains of any kind. How can you call me mad? Still as dark as midnight. Perfect. The perfect crime. A knock at the door. What do I have to fear?
Good evening, sir.
Good morning, rather.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We're officers with the police.
Inspectors, rather.
Inspectors with the police.
How can I help you? Please come in.
Thank you. Terribly sorry to disturb you at such an hour.
Begging your pardon, sir.
Oh, it's quite all right, but is something the matter?
A little disturbance.
Probably nothing.
Most likely nothing.
A disturbance, really.
A shriek.
A shriek heard by a neighbor.
A shriek.
Reported by a neighbor.
Suspected foul play.
You know how suspicions get aroused.
How neighbors get aroused.
Foul play.
Oh, probably nothing.
Most likely nothing.
But information has been lodged at the police office,
And we were called,
and we have been deputed to search the premises.
with your permission.
Terribly sorry about the hour.
Oh, no, please. Come in. I believe I can explain it. It's rather amusing, actually.
Amusing, sir?
Yes, the shriek. I made it. A dream, a nightmare must have startled me awake. I must have shouted out.
Ah.
Are you the owner of the home, sir?
No, the owner, an older gentleman, has left us.
Left us?
For the country. On a holiday in the country at present. I'm here alone, just utterly alone.
Ah.
Please, feel free to examine the premises. Stay as long as you like, look wherever you like. If I can be of any assistance, please call upon me.
Thank you.
Much obliged.
Will just be a moment.
We traveled over and through the entire house. Search on, inspectors. Search well. I would have you completely satisfied. Oh, you may be especially interested in this room. The old gentleman's chambers. Notice his treasures. Secure, undisturbed, nothing abnormal here.
Not that I can see.
No abnormality here.
Here, please, have a seat. You must be especially tired after being awoken so early. Please rest yourself.
We're on duty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I myself shall sit here. A lovely room, is it not?
Lovely.
Don't make them like this anymore.
So, no unusual occurrences lately?
No, not a one.
Old man in the country.
Indeed.
Sir, we don't like receiving these prank calls any more than you do.
Probably less.
Much less.
But we have to do our job. We gotta respond.
Well, that is our job.
You know how it is, sir.
Sir,
Yes?
Sir, you look a little pale.
Really? No, I feel fine.
as I was saying, we have to respond.
The nature of the business.
Sir, would you mind if I started filling out my report here? It would save some time back at the office.
Fine.
Sir,
Yes?
everything all right, sir?
Fine. It's a little ringing in the ears, a slight headache.
It's probably the early hour.
It is early, isn't it?
Well, speaking of early, my uncle used to have a farm. Chickens, cows, the usual farm, of course. Well, mine did he rise early, let me tell you. Yes, but my aunts would be up making biscuits, eggs, or some such, and of course fresh milk from the cow. This was 20 years ago, of course. My aunt was a dear, dear woman with this eye, this absurd eye, which used to indeed startle us all upon occasion. But surely she was a good woman. That eye. But my uncle could never find the chickens, as I said, before dawn, because of the darkness. Unless, of course, it had to be a full moon that night, which really wasn't very often, it seems. And, of course, full moon's only happening once a month, of course. And I said to him, Uncle, I said, you really can't rely on nature's own light to help you find those infernal chickens. Chickens! Chickens! Why did he have to raise chickens, I asked my aunt. Chickens, she said. Chickens have eyes, too, but not eyes like a vulture. I mean, not an evil eye.
My brother has a weird eye.
Oh, he's a handsome man.
I'm sure he is. As was my aunt, a very handsome man. But, why? Is it hot in here? Unseasonably warm, wouldn't you say, Upsons? Those imbeciles that say the weather plays no part on the human psyche. Why would they not admit to the scientific community that heat has an unpleasant, even ugly, effect on men and women?
I find I get mad easier when it gets hot.
Me too.
Indeed. Let me fan you off. All of us. These infernal floorboards hold the heat. Oh my. Is it dawn yet? Midnight. It's my favorite hour of the day. Is it not yours as well?
I prefer sunset, I guess.
I'm a 2 p.m. man myself.
I prefer the night. So silent, so peaceful.
Peaceful?
Silent?
Beat, you must hear it.
Hear what, sir?
Besides you in the chair, sir?
Don't mock me. You hear it. You suspect. You know what you've lied. You dissemble. You mock my horror, my agony.
Sir.
Sir?
Villains! Dissemble no more. I admit the deed. Tear up the planks. Here, you'll find the source of it. It's the beating of the old man's hideous heart. And that's how I ended up in here. In prison. With all of you. But I'm not mad. Am I? Am I? I'm not mad. I'm not mad!
What?